wanted to talk about something today that really came up the other day, actually, but I had to like sit with it, feel it out, and reflect on it before I spoke on it. And then I made a little TikToky about it, and now I want to deep dive into it. So here we go. Someone said to me, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I randomly met someone I hadn't seen for years and years and years when I was out in the town going from one place to another. We were all a little intoxicated. And we ran into each other and we catch up for a moment, and then, you know, in the DMs, like, how are you? It was so nice to see you. Back and forth. And then we got talking about something. And I said, listen, anything that disturbs my peace, that's a no-no. And then he said, no, I know you. And if it's one thing I remember about you, is that you will protect your peace with violence if necessary. And I was just like, yeah, it's true. I will. And it wasn't like, oh, you didn't know that. Of course I knew that about myself. But it was just such a great reminder. And I am heavy on the if necessary part, because it's not like I promote just walking around and being violent. That's a nonsense. Don't do that. But when it comes to protecting your peace and setting boundaries and standing on business and a move for nothing and defend yourself if people try one way, especially if I defend your life, you better know. You better know how to be strong and protect yourself. What about your family? Like, if you do not know how to protect yourself and your family, then I don't know what the fuck you be doing. Like, that's crazy. As a man, especially as a man, I feel like one of your very obligations to your family and to yourself and to your household, your children, your wife, is to be able to protect them if anything happens, anything goes to shit. If, like, regardless of what the fudge it is, you should be able to protect your family and yourself. When I get married, God willing, I don't want to be with a man who cannot protect me. I don't want to be with a man who I cannot fully know in my heart, soul, and body that I can feel safe with. My nervous system is relaxed. I know that if anything happens, he got us. He can protect our children. God forbid something actually happens and it's necessary to use violence or force or whatever it may be. But you never know what can happen. And if you stay unprepared, it's not like you have a minute to figure that out if something happens. Now, this is a extreme scenario that would require like something dangerous happening in a split second. But I am also talking about protecting your peace from people. May it be friends, co-workers, family. I don't play when it comes to this shit. I have family that I have blocked right now because I'm just not doing that. And it's not that I am not forgiving, but it's not my job to forgive anyone who isn't even asking for forgiveness. Why would you never ask, feet? And if I have come to the conclusion that I have blocked you or something has happened, that I have, you know, put up a boundary of you being in my life, that is for a reason. I don't go willing just because just random one day me just wake up and say me a cut and me not give no explanation. No. I don't do that. If I decide to block you, that is for a reason. You will no longer have access to me for whatever that reason may be. And I don't play about my peace like that. These times are so chaotic, and I don't know if people just forgot that the spiritual is still very real. And this is legit a spiritual warfare type of situation that we're doing right now. So if you're not like mentally, physically prepared and constantly seeking to be better, to be stronger, and stay a blood clot dangerous, then what are you doing? Like, isn't there enough evidence for anyone to see right now that protecting yourself and your family, your mental, your physical, is so important? And when this person said this to me, that's something he knew. Like, that it's been years since I've seen this person, and I was like, years. And he said, that is one thing that I really remember about you. And it was just like remembering myself through someone's eyes. I was like, yeah, no, say it right. And it just reminded me to stand firm in the boundaries that I have set the last year. Because so much shit happened the last year with like family and friends and blowing up on social media and all that jazz. It's like, I have to be so firm and so strong in my boundaries and my protection of self. And that doesn't mean I need to go and be like paranoid or whatever. It's just, you have to have firm boundaries and you have to be able to protect yourself. And to me, it's like, God, I got in. So I know that God got me regardless. Like, whatever's meant to happen to me, that's God's will. I don't really, he does what he wants to do. I think there's something about staying ready for whatever may come, because we do not control other people. We can only control ourselves. And when people know that they cannot try you on certain things, most people are just gonna leave it. And if it's like a situation where like you have to fuck around and you have to find out, then okay. Sometimes we are the lesson in other people's lives. And I think when you set boundaries for your peace and your protection, there is a level of respect in that, because you are showing your self-love, so someone else might be inspired. So even if they try some shit with you, they see that you have this boundary up, this protection, you will protect yourself. That is a reminder to them also that first around, you them can't fuck around with you. And maybe they need a reminder that they also need to protect themselves. Like, you're allowed to have clear boundaries to whomever, whatever, wherever, whatever it may be. You are allowed to set boundaries and not engage in things and block people. You don't owe people to like continue if you argue with fool and rare and go back and forth and whatever. Like, you don't owe anyone that. And I feel like it's self-explanatory that I am not here supporting unjustful violence. Like, I'm not for being physically violent unless you have to protect yourself. Self-defense is necessary sometimes. If you're in a bad situation, self-defense will save your life. Duh. So it doesn't always have to be as extreme as with violence, but being reminded of who I am by essence, like who I am, what I'm actually remembered by, because sometimes it's easy to like, yourself and you're constantly evolving and you might forget certain things and we get put in certain situations where, and then we don't really know how other people see you. And there's so many different perspectives. Like, to each and every one, I might seem different in the sense of, okay, so my best friend knows me on such a deep level. She knows all my darkness, all my light, my good deeds, my sins, my ups, my downs, my everything. So she has a very full picture of who I am, what I'm capable of, what I struggle with, my wins. She knows so much about me. So she will see me differently. She might see me as someone strong, fun. Wow, that was a good reflection in the sense of like, how do you, if you actually ask yourself, how do you think your friends see you? I'm thinking that I'm the friend that encourages you to claim your space and be you and never give up on your dream. Protect yourself if you need to. Stand up for yourself. Yeah. But someone else might have a completely different perspective of me. And so different versions of you exist in different people. You don't really know what people remember about you, especially when it's like 100 years ago, or what is obviously 100, but you know what I mean? So to be reminded about yourself through someone else's eyes was just such a yes moment for me, because I feel like I needed that in a way. And this just has been the theme of what's coming up. And I had this beautiful conversation with one of my, like, she's my twin, yesterday about this and about setting boundaries, about how we communicate, but also if the person's even capable of comprehension of whatever you're communicating. And so if a person is not, and is not willing to see, not willing to hear, not willing to listen, not willing to be open, not willing to understand you, or incapable of doing so, a boundary for your mental not to go off the rails would have to be, I'm not discussing this no more. I'm not repeating myself. I am not staying in this conversation. I'm not willing to engage anymore in this. So I'm protecting my peace and I'm stepping the fuck back until you learn how to comprehend shit. Because we can explain how we're feeling, what we're going through, in our perspective until we bawl. But if the person is not capable of comprehension, then it's not going anywhere. It's so, you know? And that's just what it is sometimes. And we might cast people in roles that they're not really capable, willing, or able to play. So just because I feel like I'm doing a good job communicating my feelings and my perspective of whatever is going on or the situation, does not mean that that person wants to or is able to understand or comprehend or actually have a healthy dialogue. And sometimes you just gotta know when to freaking cut it, man. So when I say that I will protect my peace with violence, I mean, I will protect myself physically from anything that is happening to me now. Like, are you mad? Obviously, there are some human reactions like fight, flight, freeze, all of that jazz. And I have reacted differently in certain situations. That is a whole other podcast video, whatever. That's a whole other episode, to be honest. But so obviously taking that into consideration, but as long as I have a life to protect, I will protect it. And my mental. So, and I think for, especially now, when there is so much shit going on and we're like constantly bombarded with news and perspectives and false stories, not fake news, not rare, like, and propaganda, so much flippity flopping propaganda. Protecting your peace sometimes might just mean to unplug from all of that and not take so much in. Be very mindful of what you follow, and if there's a subject that interest or confuse you, actually do your own research to that. I've learned so many lessons in jumping on trends and just getting emotional, reactive to whatever is going on. I'm gonna do another video. I'm not even gonna start there, but protecting your peace would be taking a step back and not taking so much in, you know, because it's a lot. I don't know if we were actually ever meant to take that much in, or at least not that much negative, or if it's just like an algorithm thing in the sense of what we get here. I don't know, one can theorize and suspect and everything, you know, but it is what it is. So I think it's even more important to protect your peace. Protecting your peace and being healthy is not just like a mental thing, it's a physical thing. So I know that and I can sense in my body that it's like, okay, I need you to get back in to like working out and moving more. Because like when I sit here, sit like a little shrimp and work, and unless I'm going to the school, I'm not really getting out that much. So I'm like, okay, so doing the workouts that align with me and my body and where I'm at and the cycles and whatever, that's protecting my peace, because I know that it's going to give my body peace, my peace of mind. If your physical and mental is in a balance, then obviously that's going to give me peace. So protecting your peace with violence can be, I feel personally, that can be mean so many things. And there's so many levels to it. So if I'm serious about my health and my wealth, because those two are linked, then anything that I can do to protect my peace is necessary. Oh my God, a butterfly. It's really spring. Yeah. So that's kind of like the inspiration behind that video, because I was reminded of me. And I was like, that goes for so many things. Not just the physical, not just, you know, if someone tries you physically or tries to harm you, obviously defend yourself, but it's for so much more. And it's for your family, it's for your mental, it's for your life, for your legacy. Defending your peace is so important. I think it's the biggest favor that we can do to ourselves and to our family. To have a peaceful mind and have a peaceful body when it's not, you know, intoxicated or inflamed. That's going to mess up your mind. That's going to mess up your emotions, which means you're not stable and you're not peaceful. So on all the levels of protecting yourself and staying ready and knowing and doing what's best for you, yeah, it was such a good reminder. So I was like, I need to just share my thoughts around these. And I know that some people might like misunderstand. It's like, oh, you're just violent, so shut up. If my man is not capable of extreme violence, I don't want him. I don't mean violence towards me. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. But I don't want to be with a man who cannot protect me. That's it. There's a difference of a man just staying ready to protect himself, his family, his wife, his children. Yeah. And I need my man to be that. Like, I want to feel really safe. So if I'm doing everything that I can to protect my peace for myself, my body, my mental, my future children, and in the household, of course I'm going to want someone who is like equally on that wavelength of protecting our peace in the house, outside of the home, in the world. And especially, like, personally, obviously the community is growing. Your girl is getting more and more known. So there's more and more opinions. There's more and more pressure. There's more discernment needed. There's more grounding needed. So protecting my peace is vital for me to even do the things that I do. So, yeah. That's just what's on my heart and my mind today. I feel like we could deep dive into this some more. Let me know if you're interested or what your thoughts about that, because I think it's really, really important. And being lazy on this is just not an option. Truly, shouldn't be. At least shouldn't be comfortable in that. It's just my personal opinion, you know. But let me know what you think. Comment below. Follow along. I love you guys. Till next time.